Okay, so I'm still a little red around the nose area, but I think I'm feeling a little bit better now. But yeah, so BLT is here, and so basically where I left off is right after she was born and me seeing her for the first time and everything. So once they brought her to me for me to see her, the baby and Pop both left and went to the nursery for them to get her, you know, test her and, you know, check her all out and all that stuff. I'm sorry, I have to stretch my leg out. My knee is really killing me. So yeah, so they both left and went to the nursery, and at this point they're going ahead and getting me all stitched up and all that stuff, and I guess my body just decided this would be a good time to take another nap. So as they were stitching me up, I was like in and out of sleep. It's like I would doze off, and then I would like snore and wake myself up like I was doing, you know, during the last couple of weeks of pregnancy. And I would scare myself awake. And so like the surgeon on the other side, I kept hearing him and like seeing him peek over like, "Mom, how you doing?" And the nurse was like, "She's sleeping," like, and they thought it was so funny. They were like cracking up or whatever. So once they got me all closed up or whatever, they gave me a catheter at that point, and they had the little leg compressor things on me and all that stuff. So yeah, they got me all closed up and everything, and they took me into a recovery room. And by the time I got there, my sister was there, my nephew was there, Pop's parents, both of them were there, and one of Pop's aunts was there. And we all just kind of hung out and we talked, and I was just telling them about the crazy day that I'd had and everything that had happened and what the baby looked like and all that kind of stuff, because at this point everybody was really anxious to see her. So we're all just waiting for her to come down from the nursery. And that part is kind of a blur. I know we took a couple pictures and stuff like that, and my nephew was like tickling Pop's dad, and like it was a goofy little moment or whatever. And then I think I may have fallen asleep again. I wouldn't be surprised if I did, because I was just exhausted at that point. And now, you know, I've had a C-section and 2 spinals in one day, and it's just a crazy day. So I'm sitting there and I just keep saying, "Where's my baby? Where's my baby? When's my baby coming?" So I'm trying to be patient, because they had told me it could be anywhere between 20 minutes to 3 hours, just depending on her condition, before she came down to the room or whatever. So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to be patient, and all of a sudden I said, "I want my baby." And as soon as I said that, I just heard this little like just screaming at the top of her lungs, and I'm like, "What the hell?" And she was right outside the door, her and Pop and the nurse, and they brought her in, and they handed her to me for the first time, and it was just like, it became so real all of a sudden. Like, this is my kid, like she's mine forever now. Like from that moment they put her in my hand, it was like, I'm never gonna let her go. Like, there's not gonna be no more trips to the nursery or nothing for her. Like, it was a wrap for me. Like, this is mine. Like, she's mine. Me and her against the world. It was just the craziest feeling. Like, that instant love like that. I'm not about to cry again. Y'all are not about to do this to me. But like, that instant love, that's like the strongest emotion I've ever felt in my life. And at that point I was like, screw it, everybody out. Like, I'm about to spend some alone time with her. And I stripped her down, and Pop came over and sat on the bed with us, and I started breastfeeding her right away. She took right to the breast, like right to the breast, like no problems at all. And at that point, they were about ready to wheel me down to my recovery room or whatever, because when they brought me out to recover, they just brought me back to the same observation room that I was in prior to my procedure. So at this point they were like ready to put me into a recovery room. She's waking up, so I might show her to you now. That way I can breastfeed the rest of the video, because she's probably gonna be hungry. Her nickname is Pinky, by the way. I was calling her that the whole time we were in the hospital, and when I came home everybody started calling her that, and I was like, I guess that's her name now. So BLT is also known as Brooklyn Eliza, is also known as Pinky. Pink! Yeah, she's awake. Here, I'll let you guys see her real quick. Come here, Stinker. Hello. Wow, that light is so bright, Mommy. I want you to meet my friends. Say hi to YouTube. Oh my goodness. Say hello. There's baby BLT, everybody. Hi. My name is Pinky. She's still waking up, so she's like looking around and stuff. Say hello. Oh my goodness. What you doing, Stank? So, let's see. So we get down to the recovery room, and the nurses are flying in and out the door, and at this point they're having me like, they're talking to me about like what my pain tolerance is, like what my pain number was, like 0 being no pain and 10 being excruciating pain. What level of discomfort are you comfortable with? At what level, at what number do we need to up your meds? You know, just asking me all those kinds of questions and stuff like that. And they started talking to me about medication and all that. At that point, they brought in the pump, like the button thing. And they're like, you know, this is a painkiller. You can hit the button once every 15 minutes. It'll keep you from overdose, and you can hit it every 15 minutes. And they had the blood pressure cuff on me. So they were like, every time the blood pressure cuff goes off, you can hit the button again. So I'm hitting that thing. I'm hitting it. I had been using that thing for probably about a good 4 hours before I read the little digital screen and saw that that's morphine. And it kind of freaked me out. Like, oh my God. Like, I don't even take like a leave for a headache or anything like that. And to know that I was just pumping morphine into my system every 15 minutes was like, what the F? They put me on oxygen at that point. They had me like on the little oxygen absorber finger thingy that kept screaming at me all night. They had me on the leg compressors. I was on a catheter. I was on an IV. Like, I was just hooked up to all these different things. She's just sitting here staring at me talk. Like, who the hell are you talking to? But they, like, I was just like all these different machines and gadgets and dings and dongs and buzzers and whistles. And it was just like, that first night was hell. And then on top of that, I'm cluster feeding because, you know, she's trying to get her milk in. So she's eating like every 15-20 minutes. Like, literally, I would feed her. She would doze off. I would get her all bundled up and put her in her bassinet, and I would roll over to go to sleep, and she would start crying and be ready to eat again. And in the hospital, they do not allow you to co-sleep, which I learned the hard way, and I will tell y'all about that here in a little bit. But it was really rough for me that first night. Like, the whole time that I was in the hospital, I was there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, discharged on Sunday. I got 5 hours of sleep that whole time I was in the hospital. If even that much. That may be me rounding up. So pain started getting better. They came in, they took my catheter out. And the catheter was actually pretty cool. The coolest thing about that was I was able to... She's smiling. What you smiling about? The most fun thing about that is I could drink as much water and have as much ice as I wanted, and I didn't have to worry about getting up and running back and forth to the bathroom and stuff. So that was pretty cool. But other than that, I was pretty irritated by all the extra machinery and everything. So they came in and they took the morphine pump out, and they were putting me on some other stuff. So they gave me Percocet, and they gave me Anaproxen, I think is how you said, or Anaprox, something like that. And they said I could have 2 Percocets every 4 hours, and I could have an Anaprox once every 8 hours. So I'm like, okay, bring it on, whatever. That Percocet did me so dirty. Like, it literally made me feel like I was covered in red ants. Like, I was itching like crazy. Like, I was just clawing at myself, and I had my hair down. So I had this big curly fro, and it just felt like my hair was just full of ants. Like, it just, oh my God. Like, I just was scratching my scalp raw. Like, so uncomfortable. So I talked to the nurse about that, and she was like, well, I can get you some Benadryl. So they brought me a Benadryl, and that did help, but it didn't like completely stop it. Like, that was really hard to deal with. And then, like, because I just had major surgery, I couldn't even take a shower, like a cool shower, to like, they were like, we can wipe you down with a cold cloth, and I'm like, no thank you, like, ew. So I was quite irritated by that. And then keep in mind that I had been fasting since the day previous, because of my version. So I'm hungry as hell. I can't have anything to eat now because I just had major surgery. But they're letting me have as much water and ice as I want, which, you know, kept me happy because I love water and ice anyway the whole time I was pregnant. And they snuck me in like 2 packs of saltine crackers with like the sea salt on them. That was like Thanksgiving dinner for me. Like, that made me so happy. Like, oh my God. Like, and Pop's like, seriously? And I'm like, that's how you know I'm hungry, when 2 packs of saltine crackers are making me this happy. So everything between there is pretty much a blur as well. Like I said, it's all just breastfeeding and changing diapers and nurses coming in and out the room at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Like, and they would knock and just like walk right in. So it would be like, I just got done feeding the baby, I just dozed off, and here comes the effing nurse. Like, oh great, just who I wanted to see. Instead of you, you know, I could have been having a meeting with the Sandman, but what's up? What you want to chat about? You feel me? So I had a nurse for myself, a doctor for myself, a pediatrician, a nurse for the baby, and a lactation consultant coming in and out of the room at any given time. And they're all changing shifts. So every time they change shift, they're bringing the next one in to introduce them. Like, well, I'm going to be leaving, but this is Brandy, and Brandy, get out. You feel me? Like, leave me alone. So about the co-sleeping thing, the crazy nurse. So one of the nights, I believe it was my second night with her, they kept coming in and asking me like, well, do you want me to take her to the nursery so you could sleep? Because they were asking me how I was doing, and I would tell them like, I'm exhausted. I'm like, hell no, I don't want you to take my baby to the nursery. Like, I waited too long to have this baby. I want my baby with me. And then like, I didn't know if they were going to be like trying to sneak and give her formula, because if I'm sleeping and she's cluster feeding, y'all not just going to sit there and let her scream. So I didn't want her to have any formula or anything while I was there. No pacifiers. I made that very clear. Like, every time they did come get her, like say if they had to go give her check her temperature or give her a vaccine or whatever the hell, I would always be like, you know, she's exclusively breastfed, so no formula, no pacifiers, and I get very anxious about her being away from me for too long. So as soon as you're done, bring her right back. Which is a funny story as well. So I'm laying there, and I put her in the bed with me. I'm like, you know, this is a lot. I put her in the bed with me, and I'm kind of doing like the sideline position where I'm laying down and she's able to breastfeed, and I doze off. And next thing I know, this woman walks in, she puts her hand on my chest and she goes, Miss Tiffany, where's your baby? And I just start freaking out like, oh my God, where's my baby? Like, I didn't know what was going on. I'm high off of all this different medicine. I'm still recovering from surgery. Like, I just start freaking out. The baby's in the bed asleep with me, and she just starts talking about suffocation and SIDS and all this other stuff, which I understand is her job. But she did not have to ring the alarm like that. And then she did it a second time when she came in and she's like looking over the baby and everything. She goes, oh, your baby's very jaundiced. Oh, I need to talk to the doctor about this right away. Like, long story short, with the jaundice, they kept an eye on that. They checked her bilirubin like, I think 2 times a day while we were there. They had the pediatrician come down. Like, she's like, oh, you're gonna have to talk to the pediatrician. And he came down. He was like, the levels are a little high, but you're breastfeeding. If you weren't breastfeeding, I'd be more concerned. And I'm like, well, you know, worst case scenario, what will we do? And he's like, we'd probably just put her underneath the lamps. He's like, just keep breastfeeding, because that's the only way she's going to be able to cycle it out of her system, is by having poopy and wet diapers. He's like, that's the best thing you can do for her, is just to keep breastfeeding. So she rang the alarm then twice. So I was like, basically like, I don't want that little girl in my room no more. Let's see. So as far as the jaundice is concerned, I had an appointment yesterday to take her up to the hospital as an outpatient to do some blood work. And they did that, and I got a phone call like a couple hours later saying that her bilirubin levels were completely normal. No more action was needed. So we were able to work that out on our own, which makes me feel like super mom to have been able to do that for her just because of breastfeeding. Let's see. Pop is so in love with her baby. Oh my God. Like, I have a picture of her changing her first diaper and the baby screaming her head off, but it was the cutest thing ever. She rushes home from work. First thing she does when she comes in the room is change her shirt, wash her hands, and she wants her baby whether she's awake or asleep, and I don't keep her from her. I let her spend as much time with her as she can because, like I said, she was off the day before I had her. So she's had to work 11 hours every day since I've had her. And then, you know, she is a grandpa, so she's got to be in bed by 12 o'clock, even though she's been kind of staying up a little bit later, 12:30, 12:45, maybe 1 o'clock to spend time with the baby since she was born. But she'll be off tomorrow, so we'll all get to spend, all three of us will be able to spend the day together and maybe go out to lunch or something like that as a family. So, because we have doctor's appointments, that's the only reason why I'm not just taking her out to lunch just to be out the house. But we're going to the doctor's tomorrow, and there's like little restaurants right there next to the doctor's office. So we might sit and have like a little lunch plate or something, but nothing big. I know she's not supposed to be out like that. But yeah, Pop is completely in love with her baby. And I had a couple of visitors come to see me, not very many, which was cool because that gave me a lot of alone time with the baby to bond and do skin to skin and to nurse freely and walk around in my underwear. Like those first 2 days, I remember just being in so much pain that it was like National Geographic in there, like straight from the motherland. Like I didn't have on a bra, I didn't have on a robe, I was just walking around with my panties, like the little panties that they give you, which they didn't actually give me the mesh ones. They were kind of like pantyhose with the legs cut off, so they were like really stretchy and comfortable. But when they took my bandage off, like they had put the bandage over the steri strips or whatever, and they used a lot of tape. And so when they took the tape off, it was like really, really sticky on my stomach. So like I would be having to pee, which was like a very sudden urge. Like I could be sitting there breastfeeding and my uterus will start contracting and I have to pee right now. Like it's like either somebody grab this baby or I'm about to piss in this bed, one or the other. And I would finally get to the bathroom and go to pull my panties down and they would be completely stuck to my stomach because of the tape. So imagine having to pee and you can't even get your drawers down. That's always fun. Let's see, my milk came in. We were discharged on Sunday, so I was there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday morning when I was in the showers when I noticed my milk came in just in time, perfect timing. She's been nursing like a champ. We were discharged on Sunday, which is a whole nother discussion for a whole nother day. Like, that hospital took such good care of me. They fed me well. Oh my God. They gave me and Papa steak dinner, roasted potatoes, steamed vegetables. They brought us a little cake that said, "Congratulations, it's a girl." And it was like, you know, it had the name of the hospital and like the little motto, like so-and-so hospital where babies come from. Like, and it was the cutest little cake and it had like little booties on it. And it was from a really, really nice bakery down here in the French Quarter. That cake was amazing. Like, it was really good. And Pop had to work, so I just had them hold her little steak dinner for her because she would have had a cow if she didn't get hers. But they fed me really well. They took really good care of me. But when it came time to discharge me, they really pissed me off. So I'll probably talk about that in another video another time because that's a really long story. But yeah, so that's really about it. Pop's parents have been absolutely amazing. Pop's mom has been like, I can't even begin to describe. Like, I don't know what I would do without her right now, keeping in mind that all my family's in Ohio except for my sister, but she just started school and she works nights, so the only time I've actually seen her was the day that the baby was born, which there's no shade, you know what I mean? Like, I understand the world doesn't stop spinning just because I had a baby. But Pop's mom is like incredible. Like, she's been going to my favorite bakery and buying me donuts for breakfast. She makes me lunch. Like, she came home today with Subway for me. She makes sure I eat. I have clean clothes. You know, she'll take the baby for me so I can go get a shower. Like, she's been singing to the baby. I actually snuck and recorded a video of her singing to the baby, and it's the cutest thing ever. And the baby's like reaching up, rubbing her face and pulling on her earrings and stuff, and it's just the cutest thing. But I'm very well taken care of, and so is the baby. She's dozed back off to sleep in the meantime. But yeah, doctor's appointments tomorrow, so I'll update you guys on those when I do my postpartum video and when I do her 1 week update video. Thank you to everybody who showed love and concern and hit me up and commented and liked pictures, and you guys are absolutely amazing. I tried to keep up as best I could, but you know, I know you guys are understanding to the fact that I just had a baby. But if there's anybody who made any type of outreach to our family that did not hear back from us, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. Things have just been kind of crazy. We're still kind of trying to get settled in, but I love you guys all so much. You've all been very, very good to me. This kid, I think she got like 120 some likes off of one of her pictures. Like, who does that? Like, I don't even think I could get 120 some likes off of one of my pictures. But my straw's not all the way in the bottom of the cup. But anybody who's new, who doesn't know, you can find me on Facebook under Ain't That a Mother. Instagram, Ain't That a Mother. Plenty of pictures, plenty of updates about baby BLT, also known as Pinky, or Brooklyn, or Brookie Buns, or Eliza. I really wanted to name her Eliza. Pop really wanted to name her Brooklyn, so I call her Eliza. My whole side of the family calls her Eliza. Pop and her family calls her Brooklyn, or Brookie, or B, or Brooke, or she has a million names right now. So this kid is just like so loved, and oh my God, it's just overwhelming. Like, this baby has the world on, you know, in the palm of her hand. But thank you to everybody. I guess that's really about it. Anything that I forgot, I'll update you guys about when I do my other videos. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to voice them below. And I'll give you guys one last glimpse of her while she's sleeping. My little baby doll. Whoa. But oh, big yawn. Yeah, but I guess we'll get out of here. So take it easy, lemon squeezies, and I'll see you guys on Thursday.